Alright, story time. We haven't had one in a while. The storm has left us without hydro and hence without running water here in my shack as we're on a well. Too wet to do anything outside, no light in the shop. So, story time. The Sasquatch hunters. People who believe in the Sasquatch. Now, the naysayers will say to the Sasquatch believers, well, how come nobody's ever found the carcass of a Sasquatch, if they indeed exist? Well, I've heard it reported no one's ever found a grizzly bear carcass either. Now, at first blush you would think, well, come now, how can this be? Two stories. One, quite a number of years ago, I went way up north to, well, not way up north to work just at the tip of Algonquin Park. And I got there quite early in the year, April, so no one had opened up their cabins in the locale. It was just outside of the park. And as I was looking around in the little cabins that I was residing in and going to fix up throughout the course of that month, that's what I was doing there. No hydro, no running water. Down at the end of this little spit of land, a little peninsula that ran out into the lake slash river, the Bonashir River, I could see where a wolf had been sitting there for, to judge by his scat, 4 or 5 days. She, how do I know? Just track and scat, had consumed the entire deer carcass down to just remnants of hair and only fragments of bones left. Where the deer came from, blah, I don't know. But it was one wolf, and again his track and his scat, and I think he probably would have hung out for another day or two, just, you know, with his belly full, not needing to hunt. But he had consumed that carcass down to, you know, in a week later, some rain and wind, there would have been no evidence left of the scene at all. And another time down here in southern Ontario, actually just a quarter of a mile away from here, I was in the bush and I found an entire deer bone structure. The antlers, skull, the spine, the front legs, shoulders, everything was attached except for the rear leg bones were lying there beside it. And I carried by its antlers over my back, I carried it a quarter mile up to the farm. Surprisingly heavy. Where I hung it, I was wondering if someone wanted it. Indeed, someone did take it. Interesting, I'd never found anything like that before. And oddly enough, kind of amusingly, the girls would all ask me, they'd say, well, what did it die of? Say, what am I, Quincy, a pathologist crossed with Dr. Doolittle? I have no idea how this deer died. There's nothing left but its frame. So I left the back legs there. And over the course of the next year, whenever I was in that vicinity of that bush, I'd go by and the rodents had eaten it down to nothing. They come in the depths of winter, and you can see their little teeth marks. And they just literally nibbled it away over the course of that 1 year. The leg and hip bones and everything were reduced to absolutely nothing. They were gone. And so, is that what happens to the Sasquatches when they pass away? Perhaps they have their own burial rituals. I don't think the grizzly bears have their own burial rituals, but I think the same thing would happen to their carcass as to, well, their bone structure in this case, as what had happened to those 2 deer. So maybe there are Sasquatch out there.